Okay, grade eight. Welcome back to today's session. And as we did presentations the prior session, they went great. Thank you, Kenzie, for your last presentation. Just edit the top paragraph as we agreed to include more of your passion and to answer why did you choose such a career to pursue, inshallah, in the future, and just focus more on you and your personal information. Then you can give us a little background about system engineering, and then have the body or the subheadings include more of the info that we can need. Okay, so Kinsey, I'm just writing here a little note that you're going to give more info about your passion for the career. Okay, and then you can resend it to me, please, Akinzi. All right, that being said and done, today we're going to stop for presentations, and I need to utilize this session in sharing with you guys your term for projects for Animal Farm. Okay, all these projects are going to be related to Animal Farm. Okay, you guys are required to work in partners. Okay, please do not ask me if you may work in threes or fours or tens. Okay, it's only partners, just you and someone else, only two people per project, please. Okay, you're going to choose your own partners, which is definitely something that you guys should be capable of doing. And I would appreciate if you would give me feedback, because I would fill in this chart that I have of which choice of project you're going to do, as if you guys will have choices. Okay, and another thing that I would like you to do is tell me who your partner will be, inshallah, for this project. This project is going to be due on the 17th of June. Okay, or you could bring it physically on the 20th, the day of the English exam, for me to look at it personally. Some projects will be things that you could do electronic, like a travel brochure. That's one of them. You can send it to me via email or on assignments, and I can be able to grade it there. However, certain things need to be looked at and you need to bring it physically to school, and you may do that on the day of the exam, okay, which will be on the 20th of June. Okay, so let's now pick up and our choices. The first choice that you guys have is to create a book in a bag. Okay, a book in a bag is a very interesting project. Okay, you're basically creating the book in a bag. How? Okay, it's very similar to a scrapbook if you have ever created one. However, a scrapbook is more of a book or like an album type of thing. This is different. Okay, so this is going to be, providing a brown paper bag. If you ever seen a shopping bag or a brown paper bag that they provide you in shopping, if you cannot find a brown paper bag, it could be any type of bag that's made out of paper. Okay, a brown paper bag looks like a McDonald's bag. If you've ever ordered, of course we all did, from McDonald's, and you get your order in a brown bag. However, this one is more. It has designs on it. You need an empty, clear one, a plain one. If you cannot find one that's brown, it could be any color as long as it's paper, so that you could be able to draw on it. Okay, because when you get this brown paper bag, what you need to do is, on the bag itself, you need to create your own illustration, okay, that goes with the novel. All right, this is Animal Farm, so again, it should be an illustration. It could be of any. All right, and you can research covers of different illustrations that were done for the book. Okay, and you can get ideas from them. I'm not saying that you cannot copy them. Okay, but you can get ideas from the internet on different illustrations that were used for covers for that particular novel. All right, and you can innovate. All right, you can play with it, you can change it and so on. All right, you need to also mention the title of your novel, which is Animal Farm, and the author, which is George Orwell. Okay, within your bag, okay, or the contents of the bag inside, you're going to choose 20 items. Okay, and these are all going to be objects. And when I say items, I do not mean pictures, I mean physical items. Okay, and that you're going to place them, and these items need to represent people, places, or events, or any symbolic items that we've met in the novel. Okay, some of you guys can put, for example, anything that could relate to the novel, like ribbons. Okay, you can put the red ribbons. Okay, you can find the ribbons and create little red ribbons to symbolize Molly's addiction to them, or her love for vanity or for herself. Okay, you can also use the farmhouse. Okay, it could mean something. You can put a picture, an object of a windmill if you have one. All right, so it's going to do some. it's a creative project. Okay, you and your partner need to sit down and decide upon 20 items that if you put it in this bag, and if I reach in and I pull it out, it's going to remind me of a specific event or a certain place or a certain person. And when I mean people, I mean characters. Okay, my characters here are animals, and we also have some humans. It could either be either or. Okay, after you have presented those 20 or placed these 20 items in a bag, you are then going to go on Microsoft Word, and it has to be typed, and you're going to provide a key. Okay, and this key is going to basically state each item that you have presented inside in the bag, and you're going to tell me how is this item related to the novel, and what is the importance of it to the story. Okay, why is this item of such importance? If you provide the windmill, you're going to tell me that the windmill represents what. Okay, it represented the technological improvements that Snowball was instilling, or as we understood from from our historical background, that this was not Joseph Stalin's ideas; they were Trotsky's, and he took them and banished Trotsky. So we need to also include the history of it. Okay, remember, this is an allegory. The entire novel is based on an allegorical meaning, so you need to also mention that. All right, remember, this is the end of the novel project, so I need you guys to include items from all 10 chapters. Okay, do not focus on chapter 1 and 2 and exclude the rest of the chapter. No, okay, this is going to be a well-rounded. Keep that in mind when you're doing any project. Okay, any of the choices. All right, this is an end of year project, or for the end of the novel. So when you place the objects, you're not only recollecting events and places or people from the beginning of the novel or at the end, you're doing it for all 10 chapters. So if you're doing 20, you can provide two objects from each chapter. That will give you a total of 2 times 10 is 20. So that you'll have 20 items, two items from each project. That way you ensured that you covered every single chapter. Okay, so this is the first choice. Do you have to do it? Again, this is up to you. All right, you do not have to do this one. You can always go to the second choice. All right, the second choice is creating a report card. Okay, just like the report card that you get every term, that shows how you are doing. However, when we grade you at PIS, we give you grades for subjects. All right. Here, you're going to do a report card for a character in your book. It could be Mr. Jones, it could be a boxer, it could be Snowball, it could be Napoleon, Squealer, whoever it is. You have plenty of characters here. Pick a character of your choice. Now, what you're going to do is that you're going to be creating a report card for them, and you're going to grade them based on 20 areas, okay, of their personality. Okay, so we're gonna have to do some research on characterization, okay, and finding adjectives, okay, or areas that you want to grade them on, whether it is their honesty, their loyalty, their patriotism, okay, or their individuality, okay, their intelligence, okay, because we had some smart animals and didn't have so we also had some that weren't so intelligent and weren't so wise. Okay, you can also grade them on their literacy, their capability of reading, okay, of understanding, on how witty or unwise they were. Okay, so you have 20 areas of your choice that you're going to grade this character on. Okay, and basically you're going to have to justify your grade. So for example, for Snowball, you can give him an F in loyalty, and you would say that you probably because again he was again, even though if it's not true, it was stated according to Squealer, he was a betray he betrayed the trust of Animal Farm when he acted as a secret agent for Mr. Jones. Okay, or when he you can also say that he was heroic or courageous, and your evidence would be how he fought during the Battle of the Cowshed. All right, how he attacked the enemy, how he was in charge of the military defense during that battle, and so on. My key here is that you're going to construct your report card in a way, again, this is going to be done on the computer, okay, computerized, typed, free of spelling mistakes and capitalization mistakes and grammatical errors. Of course, you're going to be graded on that. You're going to have the character's name on the top of the page. All right, you're going to have to design your report card in a way that makes it look authentic. okay, like a real report card. And you're going to give me a field of what you're presenting the grade on, which is your subject, okay, based on their personality. And you're going to give them a grade, all right, from A to F, as you guys get A, B, C, D, or F. And you're going to have a comment section where you give a comment. Your comment is your evidence on why you gave the character such a grade. Okay, so that means you have to, if you focus on a character, you have to really study in depth that character and choose 20 areas of how you would grade them. All right, based on what? This is a sample. All right, this is a sample or an image that I have provided for you. So let's say, for example, your student is your character, which is Prince Brat. This is just a made up thing. Okay, so here you would have the student's name is Napoleon. Student, boxer, Molly, mural, whoever it is that you choose. All right. The subject is, for example, loyalty. All right. And the grade here that Prince Brat received is a C. In the comments section, you're going to say, in the beginning, Prince Brat told on Jemmy to the thieves. Later, he protected Jemmy from them. Okay, so here his loyalty is not so great. Okay, so that's why he received the C. So you're going to again brainstorm with your partner 20 areas of the character's personality that you choose to grade him or her based on. You're going to have a section for the grade and a section for the comments. Don't forget that you also need to design your report card to make it look professional and and like similar to the ones that you receive. Okay, so this is up to you to design and to make it in such a creative way. Okay, because you will be graded on creativity as long as efficiency and of course grammatical errors and spelling and so on. Any questions about report card or what you would be expected to do? Okay, so this is report card. This is a book in a bag. Okay, any questions about book in a bag? Okay, Osama, please.
I have a question about the report card.
Sure.
Am I supposed to get a grade for his overall traits, or for each trait I give him
For
a grade?
each
For
trait.
example, courage B.
Yes,
Um,
for each trait. So you're going to
okay.
pick 20 personal areas of the personality. They could be character traits. They could be, you could grade them, like as I said, on their literacy, their intelligence, their wisdom, their loyalty. Were they loyalty to who? Okay, are their loyalty to Boxer? I mean to Napoleon. You can also grade them on their gullibility. Okay, they're ready to believe. Okay, remember being gullible is someone that you're like Boxer. He was very gullible. Some animals like the sheep, they were very they were told what to do and they did it just always bleeding, four legs bad, two legs good, without even understanding. Okay, you can, there's so many areas, Osama, that yes, you could choose, and 20 of them, and for each area you will present a grade, and for each area you need to also present a comment which is equivalent to your evidence backing up why you chose that specific grade to give them. Is that clear, Osama?
Yes, Miss. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Reem, please.
مثلا book in a bag اللي هو the paper bag the cover should we draw something related to animal form or
Yes, if you for the illustration, so on your bag, the cover or the front cover of your bag, okay, the front of it, okay, you're going to include the title of Animal Farm. You're going to present it. You can draw it, make it look nice in color and so on. And you're going to also mention the author's name, which is George Orwell. Okay, and then you're going to provide an illustration or a drawing that you would see like you would see on a cover of a book. Remember the boy in the striped pajamas? We saw the stripes that were a little faded and so on. And we also saw the movie cover, which was with the boy, each boy sitting with their legs folded on each side of the fence. Something similar to that, Arim, but you're going to invent your own cover or your own illustration for the book.
okay thank you.
However, you can also borrow ideas from the internet. Like I said, you can gather ideas because the book was printed in many copies and there were many illustrations that were made for it. So you might get some ideas from the internet. Just make sure that you alter them and add your own little personal ideas with your partner. Okay, to it.
Okay thank you.
Okay, does that answer your question, Deem?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, any more questions about the two choices that we just went over? Okay, so let's move on to the next example or the next one. This is a diorama. We all know what a diorama is. You guys did it plenty of times. You have a choice of making one. Okay, you are going to basically use a sturdy or a strong material, cardboard, or we can use even a shoebox, as some of you guys do. Okay, to create a 3D scene of that represents a major event or a turning point in the book. Okay, so a major event means something that is that stands out. It could be a name of a battle. I mean, it could be the scene of a specific battle of whether it's the battle of the cowshed or the battle of the windmill. It could be the execution. Okay, when the animals were executed, this is also a very a major event in the story, or a turning point. Okay, a turning point here is when something drastic takes place. Okay, at one of the meetings, for example, or we can discuss when Boxer was being taken away by the Knackers, as we will see in chapter 9 when we read it together. So again, any of these events are they are significant and they're major, and they also stand out in the memory of the reader because they have such an emotional and also a very important turning point in the story, because it's an eye opening for the reader to understand, and for the animals in the story to understand what's really happening in the farm around them. Okay, if the scene had any models of buildings or landscapes or people or roads or animals, you need to represent them. Okay, if it's a scene that the windmill was there, you need to have the scene. If it was the windmill after it was exploded, you need to show that. Okay, you will be graded on credibility and how close you are to representing the actual scene from the book. Okay, if you're going to do the picture something from the farmhouse, you're going to include furniture, rugs, artwork, the bins of alcohol, the bins of beer, whatever it is that you find. So you need to study that scene very, very close with your partner so that you would be able to depict it in your diorama very well. Of course, you're going to paint them if they're objects, color them appropriately. Okay, however the scene is in the book, it needs to be close to your diorama should look like. After you created your diorama and you're done, you're going to represent me with a one-page summary that explains the overall plot of the book and describes exactly what is happening in the diorama and why it represents a major event in the book. Okay, so you're going to give me a overall summary of the plot of the book, and tell me exactly what is happening in your diorama. What is the scene? All right, and why did you choose the scene, and why is the scene important to the events of the novel? Okay, I believe the diorama is very self-explanatory, and you guys did it before, so you should know how to do it. Any questions about the diorama? Okay, this
No,
is the okay. All right, Hannah, you have one, hun?
no, I was gonna say no, thank you.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Hannah. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Here, you're going to create a travel brochure. All right, this one is very interesting because, again, you are going to invite. Imagine now that you are inviting humans to come take a tour on Animal Farm. Okay, remember, Animal Farm is in England. Let's not forget that. Okay, so here you are going to basically invite humans, okay, or a travel group, okay, people that are interested in coming, or you are interested in basically having visitors, a bunch of tourists coming to see Animal Farm as a tourist attraction. Okay, what type of activities would there be for them to attend? Okay, on the farm, what can they possibly do? All right, what are some activities that you can provide? All right, information that is required to be presented on your trifold brochure would be the description of the country, and here, of course, this is going to be England, but of course, you need to also not only include a description of England, but you're specifically focusing on a description of Animal Farm. How was the climate like? And we have a good idea of the climate because we're always saying that the animals were hungry and cold. So we know that the cold weather could be extreme cold. We also saw that we had some type of storms, okay, when the wind blew very hard and it destroyed the windmill the first time. So you can give me a realistic depiction of what the climate is like on Animal Farm from the story and the details that you read about the climate in the actual novel, the population. All right. Of course, we know that we have no human population. We have kicked them out. You can mention that. Okay. We have went through a revolution under old majors instruction, and we have successfully threw off all humans. Okay. We are all animals. We have a population of we have geese, we have rats, we have pigs, we have cows, whatever it is that we have read in the novel. You can depict, you can show it in the actual under the population section. Okay, what are the major land masses that we're provided? We know that we have some type of bodies of water in there, a drinking pool. We know we have a farmhouse. We know that we have a large pasture. Find a great good map. You can even do some internet research that would help you understand the overall mapping of animal farm, and you can actually include one. Okay, so you need to major include the major land masses. You can include the paddock. You can include the orchid. Anything that you know that you was presented, you need to mention it. Okay, what kind of food is presented on animal farm? All right. Also here we know that Snowball and Napoleon towards the end of the novel is going to be growing his own barley and brewing his own beer. So you need to also mention that we have our own beer. We grow certain fruits and vegetables like the ones that we saw. All right, potatoes. We saw that we have eggs. Okay, we create our own food because we produce it. Okay, so you can enjoy it with us. Okay, what are the traditions of animal farm? And we know that we have a lot. All right, we have the Sunday meetings, we have the firing of the guns on specific holidays. Napoleon's birthday is one of them, don't forget to mention that, along with the anniversary of the other revolutions. Okay, or the other the battle of the cowshed and so on. We also have the windmill that you guys can come and see, even though it's destroyed, and we are trying to rebuild it for the third time. Okay, anything interesting else that you would find that it's worthy? All right, you can even include the farmhouse. This is the farmhouse where Mr. Jones used to live. So let's show you how the man that we threw, that was in control of us, how did he live in such luxury? Okay, the seven commandments. Let me show you the seven commandments that we inscribed in the wall. These are the rules of animalism. Okay, so again, imagine you have a lot of things that you can mention. All right, so in your brochure you need to at least mention 5 places that your visitors would be able to come and see. What can they do for entertainment or for sightseeing? All right, within the farm. Okay, so every time you see the word country, I mean animal farm, you just need to include in the beginning the animal farm is in England. Okay, also include 3 pictures of the actual farm. You can obtain these from the internet, no problem. Your brochure has to be trifold, okay, and that is done some type of way on the computer, and I can also show you how through instruction, okay. And of course, correct spelling and grammar usage, and to please make your brochure look professional in appearance and in design and in layout. Any questions about the travel brochure?
No, thank you.
Okay, perfect. Your fifth choice here is to create a wanted ad. Okay, and a wanted ad is usually for a criminal or someone who is on the run and we are trying to find. Okay, so here we have a bunch of people that we're trying to find. All right, Snowball could be one of them for his treachery and his misdeeds. Okay, Frederick could be one of them for what he has done in betraying the animals by paying for the timber with fake forged money. Also it could be for surprisingly attacking animal farm along with his men. We can also have a wanted ad for Snowball himself. All right, as we mentioned, think of any others. We can have a wanted ad for Mr. Jones if you want to bring him back for punishment, or for Molly for betraying the humans and leaving to go live with the humans, and for them to take care of her and give her the sugar cubes and so on. We're already gonna see that Moses comes back. But if you want to have a wanted ad for Moses, all right, the raven that escaped with Mr. Jones in the beginning. All right, so all these we can have a wanted ad for Boxer. We can say that the animals never really trusted that he was being taken to the knackers, and that we want a wanted ad for Boxer to see if he's still out there alive. Okay, so again, a wanted ad could be for some misdeeds, but we can also also, if you're going to choose Boxer, we can twist it around because you're worried about him, that he's gone and lost, and you're looking for him, if you want to have that. Okay, so when you make a wanted ad, these are the things that you're looking for. You need to make a drawing. Okay, you need to make a drawing or a cut out picture of the person or the object that you're looking for. This is going to be any animal or any human. If it's Frederick, you need to, there was a description of Frederick in the novel that you need to find, or you can watch, you can even go on Google and find little pictures or from the movie. Okay, and how did he look like, and you can depict it. All right, it cannot be a picture from the internet. This is something that you're going to have to draw or cut out personally. So if you, this is for a project for those who are maybe into the artistic thing. Okay, you're going to include a physical description of the character or the object that you're looking for. Okay, and then you're going to also include a this is going to be all presented on a poster, so you can do like little index cards or little sections on your you can get that from those little whiteboards that you guys purchase from the stationery shop. Okay, so your board is going to have a picture of the character that you're looking for. Again, a physical description that's going to be excuse me, I'm sorry, excuse me. You're going to also include a physical description written out like in paragraph format. You're also going to include a paragraph or again in an index card or so on, that is going to include any of the what are the misdeeds or the deeds of Boxer. For example, what is his deeds? He was a hardworking animal. He really was a devoted follower. He had maxims of so and so. All right, I'll always work harder. He had a goal, or he was looking forward for retirement and spending a peaceful time in the large pasture, working on learning the alphabet. So on. There's a lot of things that you can put. Okay, work hard. Just work on brainstorming a lot of ideas. Make sure that you present a good project. This is, and I want you to enjoy it and have fun with it as much as really the educational aspect. But I really want you to have fun with this project. Okay, and that's why I'm giving you a variety of choices. So again, drawing, including a physical description, okay, paragraph format, explaining all the misdeeds of this character, whether it is positive or negative, and any other information about the character that you would find important to include. And then finally, what would be the reward? Okay, for if the person is able to capture, if it's an animal capturing another animal, what would you reward them? You can put apple, carrots, a bushel of this or a ration of that. Okay, or if it's a human capturing this object or this person, you could provide money, for example, or also food, eggs, whatever it is, as you see that they were trading, or timber. Okay, anything that you could provide from Animal Farm, as you have witnessed or read how they traded on the farm. Any questions about the wanted ads? Any questions again? Okay, perfect. Your sixth choice, okay, is an outfit design. All right, this is for again people who like to cut things and draw and do all that good stuff. Okay, first you're gonna make a paper doll likeliness or a designer sketch of one of the characters in the book. Okay, so you're gonna sketch out the character. If you're gonna sketch out Molly, or you're gonna make a paper doll of Molly. Okay, either one, either a sketch of the character, drawing the character out, or making a paper doll likeliness of the character. And then you're going to dress up the character or create three costumes, all right, for this character. Okay, we know that the pigs, towards the end of the story, we're going to start seeing that they're going to look like humans, they're going to dress like humans, and they're going to even walk like humans. Okay, I'm sorry that I'm telling you the ending already, but we're very close. Okay, so if you choose, for example, Napoleon, towards the end of the novel, he's going to be literally a human. All right, so you can even dress him up like a human. All right, so if you're choosing Molly, we already know what kind of things that she likes, like the red ribbons and so on. If you choose any of the animals, it's up to you. Okay, how would you dress them? You're gonna pick three outfits for them, and you're gonna tell me, all right, or you're gonna comment in a paragraph below each outfit and telling me why you chose such a specific outfit, and how does it represent the character, or how does it reflect their personality and the historical period. Okay, remember, we're during the Russian Revolution, so you should not be putting them in, for example, I would say skinny jeans. I don't know if that was in style back then. Okay, so make sure that your outfits reflect the time period and the personality of the character. Okay, any questions about this one? This one is pretty interesting and just self-explanatory. Okay, and this is your final choice, by the way, and it's going to be a gift. Okay, you're going to choose an interesting character from your book, all right, from Animal Farm, and you're going to consider the character's personality, their likes and their dislikes, and you're going to pretend that you are going to gift him or her a specific gift. Okay, something that he or she would really like and they would use. Okay, so what would that gift be? And you're gonna have to design it and or include it in as a 3D object. Okay, and then you're going to also design a greeting card. Okay, to go along like a birthday card, but we're gonna call it a greeting card because it's not their birthday. It's just a random gift that you're gifting them. So you're going to create a greeting card to go along with your gift. In the greeting, you're going to explain to me or to us why you selected this particular gift based on the details from the reading that will help you understand and figure out what is most pressured, or what is most important to this character, and why would this gift be such a great one. Okay, based on the dislikes and the likes of the character that you chose. All right, so here you're going to choose a gift, you're going to design a greeting card, and in the greeting card, you're going to write for me, okay, who is this character? What is his dislikes or likes or dislikes? Why did you choose such a particular gift? And how does it reflect their personality? And so on. Any questions about this gift project? No?
طب miss هو can we do all of them؟
No. Can you do all of them?
أصل it's too fun بصراحة.
It's two?
It's fun يعني it looks fun كلهم.
Okay, that I'm glad that you find them funny, and wallahi, I've it took me a longer period of time to actually think of these projects, but I really wanted you guys to enjoy them. This is the last project that you guys are gonna have with me, so I wanted you guys to enjoy, and the novel is pretty interesting. I think you guys liked it as well. So you have seven choices. You can do just one would be fine. Okay. If you have time and you want to do another one for fun with your partner, sure, it's up to you. But I know time is not going to permit, especially that you guys have other subjects to worry about. Um, any other questions? So how about we decide now, guys, about our take this time. We have 6 minutes left before break starts. How about we take this time to sit with our partners, because I need to fill in this PowerPoint. I mean, this chart that I have with the name of you and your partner, okay, and also the project of your choice. So when can you give me a choice? When would be a good time for you guys to give me a choice? What would be the due date for the choice? Just the choice. What would you say, Nano? What would you say, Reem?
tomorrow.
Judy.
Maybe tomorrow.
Okay. Okay, so tomorrow you guys would like to give me your choice with partner and choice. Is that good?
Um,
Okay, so inshallah, tomorrow during our session, we're going to dedicate maybe a very quick 5 minutes of our session to stop at each person to give me their partner's name and the project of their choice. Okay?
okay miss. Thank you.
Okay, great. All right. Before that we end this meeting, do you guys have any questions about any of these of this? And by the way, this is recorded. This meeting is recorded. I'm going to upload it on SMS right after we finish, so that you guys can refer back to it and read any explanation. I mean, and re-listen or rehear any of the explanations. And I'd be willing again to explain if you have any questions while you're working. Okay, anything that pops up in your mind that you need to inquire about, please do not hesitate to do so. And remember, any writing that you guys are presenting is going to be presented in MLA format. That means you're going to follow the same MLA rules of Times New Roman 12 font. Okay, so please do not go and making anything that you hand in, take it by rule from now on till inshallah grade 12 and even beyond. Please follow the MLA format style. Okay, do not go above a 12 font and always follow the rules of Times New Roman. Okay, with the title and this the same setup that we use on our left hand corner if you're facing the computer. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So again, a book in a bag. This is it. The second choice is the report card. This is an example of how you're gonna do it, but of course, this is only for one subject area. You're gonna have to do that for 20. Okay, not only one, please. Okay, the diorama, and we have to create a brochure. Okay, to discuss the following, and or a wanted ad for one of the characters, and it could be also an outfit design, or it could be one of the gift choices. All right, these are seven choices that we have. Choose one tomorrow. Again, as you guys chose, will be the due date for you to represent me the name of your with the name of your partner, along with the choice of your project. Yay! Yes, ta-da! Yes, perfect. Okay. Thank you guys for attending today and for your participation and for your presentations and for paying attention with me for the projects. Okay, I'll meet you guys tomorrow, inshallah. Have a great break and enjoy. Okay? Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
Okay, bye, guys. Bye, bye, bye,
No.
bye.